Mr. Scary Studios.
First off, I'm a nursing student who can handle crazy, and it's in New England, so craziness is expected. This was completely different and the reason I can't wait to move far, far away. So last summer I was at Dunkin' and pulled into the drive-through before someone else did. I was there first, so I got in line first. But they were furious that I did and threatened to call the cops. It was an older guy in a white Nissan and was just odd. They also kept illegally taking photos of me and screaming as I ordered my coffee. I got out of the lot and they followed me up the street. I called the police and they came made sure I was safe once I got home. I was scared for a while. He was stalking me due to following me almost to my street. For whatever reason, I was scared for a while and thought he was stalking me wherever I went. I volunteered at a hospital as a student, and for a while, going down halls alone or walking out at night alone bothered me. Okay, so this story took place yesterday, literally. A bit about myself is that I'm 13, 5 foot, and bright blue eyes. Just a little description. So anyways, I moved to a new town about a few days ago. And so I was walking with some new friends I had made that day. So we are walking the neighborhoods and just having a good time. So we were going to play the game, Ding Dong Ditch, and we were getting ready to play at sundown. And so we decided to look out for some houses to see who lived there, and if we wanted to play it on that person. So we all decided to walk through the neighborhoods, and we were all good until a blue Jeep Wrangler passes by us screaming, "Dick suck," multiple times, and he kept putting his younger in the middle of his fingers. I honestly thought it was a joke at first, but I'm very cautious. And I had my 2 little brothers with me, who are 8 and 10, so I kinda had to look out for them. Anyways, a blue Jeep makes it to the end of the street and whips around so fast that I thought his car would flip over. He started to ride back towards us, and my first thought was run. So I grabbed my brothers and we ran away from the group back to our houses. All of a sudden, we stop for a second, and we can still clearly see what's happening. All my friends were screaming, "Call the cops," and I saw the guy in the Jeep come out of the car and yell, "Chill, chill." Nobody was gonna chill. So anyways, us kids ran away from the dude, and he got back into his Jeep and started to follow us down the roads. I was at my house, but the scary thing was the older kids never came back for like an hour. The man in the Jeep passed by my house and screamed at my brothers. And that he had my friends, which he didn't. I finally found them all hiding in a tree high off the ground. It was very, very creepy. Then as we set off walking again, we realized we were missing one of our friends, so we all started to panic. We went around the neighborhood and started to scream his name. Nothing again, nothing. We thought for sure the stalker Jeep guy took our friend. Anyways, our friend showed up an hour later, stating that the man had been following him and telling him to get into his truck. And then he saw that his dad was a cop due to the fact of his dad coming home. He bolted onto the freeway. Sorry if this is all out over the place, as it only happened yesterday afternoon. And I'm hoping that getting this off my chest will help me with coping. It was just before noon when I parked in our apartment complex parking garage for lunch. I was walking down the hallway when I glanced to my left to see a man standing in the stairwell, talking to another man. The other man was holding the door open to the front lot, and they stopped talking as I walked past. I briefly made eye contact with the man on the stairwell and continued walking. I think he turned away and continued his conversation with the man holding the door, but it ended quickly after that. At the moment, I didn't think much of it. It's summer. I live in a safe area. It's a gated community and there are a large amount of families in the complex, with plenty of faces I don't know and plenty of people out and about at all times. As I continue walking, I hear footsteps begin to follow me. I'm fairly a paranoid person, so I tend to keep my phone in my pocket and keys in hand when I'm alone. My husband is already home, and he likes to unlock the door for me when he knows I'm on my way back. It's maybe another 5 to 10 seconds of walking before I reach my front door. But I'm now power walking and can hear the man behind me picking up his pace. I remember thinking, should I turn around and acknowledge him? Am I being silly in thinking that this man is following me? There are plenty of scenarios where I think someone might be following me, but the person continues on their merry way, and I'm left feeling a little ridiculous for my paranoia. Regardless, I weigh my options. I know the front door is locked, but if this man sees me walk in without using a key, he'll be under the impression that it is constantly left unlocked. Should I just turn around and acknowledge him so he doesn't think I'm unaware? And then he'll continue on his way. I stick to the safest and possible least embarrassing option, of quickly walking through the front door and locking it immediately behind me. I'm halfway into turning to say hi to my husband and forget about my silly paranoia when the doorknob starts to wiggle. I stare at it as the man continues attempting to open the door. I peek through the peepholes as he slides a key into the keyhole and doorknob shakes violently. I take a step back in shock and call to my husband. "Do you hear this?" He looks at me alarmed, making his way towards me while I peer back at the man. The man outside then rings the doorbell and flees. I'm not sure if he ran away because he heard my husband talking or because he heard our dog bark at the doorbell. I'm not sure if the man at the gate was his accomplice or a complete stranger. And I'm not sure what the guy even wanted. I just know that there is never, ever a moment that you can let your guard down. And I hope my brief encounter will help keep those around me a little bit safer and a little bit more aware. We had a presumably homeless man taking really horrendous messy craps in our alleyway for several months. I wish I was trolling. I wish I was kidding. I mean, he did other weird stuff back there too, but that particular behavior was the most poignant. For the longest time, the people in my building thought there was a sick animal in the neighborhood because he would grunt loudly while he did it. You couldn't really see him from the building because there was a large privacy fence in the way, and that the alley was pretty creepy and poorly lit. So none of the tenants really went back there. But eventually people in the neighborhood got hip to what was going on Dog walkers saw him, etc. We started calling the police, but by the time the police would get there, he would either hear them coming and run or be already finished with his business. One day, one of the tenants got sick of his literal and figurative shit and went out there with some mace, maced the Jesus out of the poor guy, and bounced like a bad check. A few nights later, a group of high school kids were back there, and we knew this because they came running around to the front of our building, screaming, and alerted our doorman. They noticed a fire and a man running down the alleyway. He had packed a paper bag full of his own shit, presumably waited for pedestrians to come by and set it on fire. Yeah, okay, so maybe you did that to somebody in middle school. And Piper's sister-in-law did that in orange is the new black. Whatever, right? Well, upon further examination, there were also thinly veiled threats written in feces on wooden privacy fence, stuff like murder and kill and for reasons unknown, cunt. This man was angry enough that he wrote words in his own shit on our fence. So creepy, loaf pincher. Let's never meet. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.